Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Dr. Glenn Vo, and I am super excited for this MB2 owner doctor spotlight. We got Dr. Joe Dove. Joe, what's up, man?
What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
I am feeling great, and I'm super excited to get you on. I've been wanting to get you on here. And so here's the thing. Before we get started about, why you joined MB2 and all these things, let's start off with where are you practicing at right now and the name of your practice?
Okay, right now I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. The name of the practice is called, well, we have a group now. It's called Dove Family Dentistry. We have 5 locations in 2 in Memphis, 1 in Bartlett, Tennessee, 1 in Oakland, and 1 in Jackson. So we have like a 60-mile radius in and around the Memphis area.
Wow, that's so impressive. And my question here is, everyone's probably going to wonder is, what motivated you to partner up with MB2? What was the motivation behind it?
Honestly, Glenn, I think about 2014, I got a phone call. And it was from one of the DSOs. I'll say their name, but they're not Aspen, but they're the other one with an H. Anyway, I didn't have any clue what was going on because I'm a grinder. So I wasn't aware of what was going on in the business community. I started receiving unsolicited offers. People come to town, want to take you to dinner. I said, wait a minute, something's going on here. At the time, I had a 5-chair practice and I was working my you-know-what off. Basically 6 days a week. And I got to see my family in between the lines. I'm not a 3.5-day-a-week, 4-day-a-week dentist. If there's work, I'm doing it. That's just how I operate. So I think at the point I was starting to get a little burnt out and I needed a partner because all these barbarians were at the gate. I said, I got to find somebody to team with. And I talked to a few partners and fortunately MB2 was there when I was done with the process.
Yeah, wow. And what about MB2 that made them more appealing than some other group?
Openness, complete transparency. Majority of the groups were like broker deals. You really couldn't visit their headquarters. You couldn't really meet the people you were working with. Yeah. And that's really important. You don't want to name a faceless entity. If basically you're giving away your life's work, you're going to partner with somebody, that's your life's work. And there's a lot of it's not just you. It's the people that your team that works with you because we can go get a job anywhere. So I had to worry about all those families working with me. And this group here, these guys here, they didn't blink an eye. Yeah. They were happy with the way we developed the practice. And I'm naive in business. I just grind. So I've learned a lot in the process.
Well, and I'm glad you brought up about, kind of worrying about your team, right? You get that work family right there. How did they take it when you came and said, hey guys, we're partnering up with MB2. How did they take it and how has the reception been since you joined MB2?
Well, I'll be frankly honest with you. Some didn't take it so well. Yeah. Because I wasn't on the microphone anymore. I was not the lead doc. I wasn't the person that was going to be answering all the questions. And I had to tell them and explain to them, I said, look, guys, in business, if you're going to expand a business, in this case, a practice is still a business, no matter how you slice it, you need partners. I said, Steve Jobs didn't get that far by himself. And I started giving them examples. I said, look them up. There's always partners. You have to be willing to compromise. So I think about half the team is still with us and the other half is not. But we didn't stop them or, we were encouraging them to stay. And then some actually tried to come back. But the point was they were scared because they felt that, I would be told what to do, how to do it, when to do it, how to jump, and same thing with them. What I tried to tell them, I said, hey, look, guys, we're going to put in more systems because I don't have training in systems. So I would practice and then learn my own system. And where I am is not a lot of, strong advisors. So I had to create my own systems. That's a lot of stress. So you get to that point where you got to find somebody. And unfortunately, not everybody will be in agreement with what you want to do. Yeah. But being a leader, you have to make sometimes the most unfavorable decisions. But, you're looking out for the greater good of your people when you do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Now there's a lot of things, we were talking about all the great things at MB2. I've talked to other owner doctors, what they've done. Try your best. I know it's hard to pick just one, but what one aspect in your practice and now multiple practices has MB2 been the most help for you?
Insurance, accounts, receivables. When I came in, I said, guys, I'm PPO. We're about 70 to 80% PPO. I said, every rule book is different for each group and each company and each subgroup. That's where we need our help. And I said, that's when I went there and I saw the departments, oh my God, they actually have a real team here.
Yeah.
Not one person assigned to you. I'm like, okay, this may work here. So that was the one area that I couldn't be happier that they helped us with.
I love it. I love it. You know, and that's the thing about having someone who's partner up, right? Because they have a
Mm-hmm.
vested interest in making sure you get paid, right? Because if you get paid, if we get paid, they get paid. There's a mutual goal there.
Exactly.
I love that. I love it. Now, you know, there's going to be a lot of people watching this, right? There's going to be different docs at different stages of their career, and some of them may be on the fence, and they're like, they're watching. They're like, well, you know, I'm not sure if MB2 is something for me. It sounds too good to be true. You know, Dr. Vo says it's great. Dr. Dove says it's great, but I don't know if I'm the right person, or maybe this can help me out. What do you say to those docs who are, or, you know, they're on the fence right now about MB2?
Well, I'll give a statement, then I'll answer that. I said, dentistry has been taught to work in its own feudal system. You know, it's autonomy, independence. The camaraderie is not there as where it is in the medical field. So what happens is you're so used to running your own shop that your mind's kind of closed to new ideas.
Yeah,
I spoke with several groups, at least 4, I think 3 or 4, that I just frankly turned down. Nice enough companies or anything else, but the culture wasn't there. So what you get to the point, like I've been practicing, this is 22 years for me. I joined in 2015. So I'm one of the first newbie arrivals in the company. And what I found, and I found this as well, because we actually go talk to doctors who are potential partners as well, is the one thing that a lot of them don't have is autonomy. They don't have the retirement vision. They can't, because there's only you only can do so much in a day. Yeah. So the doctors, what they think when they join us is that they're giving up everything. I'm giving up my practice. I'm like, no. You're partnering to grow and expand if that's what you want to do, or if you want to have stability. It's almost like you give your recipe and you put it in the oven, and what's going to come out is what you put into it. So a lot of the doctors, if they're thinking about it, I told them, I said, look, it's teamwork, it's camaraderie, it's you no longer by yourself. And that's really the most important piece, because you can talk to dentists in your own neighborhoods, but it's a competition.
Yeah.
Versus MB2 is like a big old melting pot, right? You have everybody from different ethnic groups, social groups, genders, countries, political spectrum, you name it, is here. But what's the most important thing that I've seen is everybody still finds a way to bring, they have all these differences, but yet they find a way to put that together into a big melting pot, and we make one hell of a stew.
Oh man, I love that. I'm gonna have to cut this clip out and play it over and over for people to ask about MB2.
It's true.
You know, I want to stay on that topic because, you know, I'm really involved in social media, and, you know, people go on social media, they talk to other dentists, maybe they go to different meetings, they go to conferences, talk to other dentists, and you hear a bunch of different advice from everyone, right? Mm-hmm. And you're not sure if this advice is good advice. You're not sure if it's bad advice. But what I love so much about MB2 is the group of people that's in MB2, because number one, to join MB2, you got to have, there's some standards there, right? You got to be a good person. You got to have a pretty good practice, and talk about the culture and the people and being able to lean on that community, not so much MB2 itself, but the community and getting advice from other people, as opposed to, you know, the dentist down the street or someone you went to school with, and you don't know what's going on in their practice, and they're telling you how to run your practice.
Right. Well, it's like, it's weird, because I only had a couple of people I could actually speak to that would give you honesty, right? Mm-hmm. Again, I'll go back to the earlier point. It's business. So if you're in the same neighborhood, even if it's across town, I've seen dentists they know they have something that's working, right? They won't share that idea, even at a meeting. They won't get up and share. It's like, wait a second. Like, we had an incident here where about 7 years ago where Medicaid came in and cut a bunch of offices. I'm inner city, and they cut them out. So everybody waited till they were, I think 7 offices closed because they were heavy Medicaid and they didn't have an alternative plan. So you think to yourself, wait a second, guys, you guys know each other for years. Why aren't you talking to go fight for this to get the ability back in your office? Well, you know, we'll get to it. 7 practices, well, God knows, maybe 50 to 80 people are out of a job. Wow. Because nobody communicated. What I watched during COVID was unprecedented for me. And I've been practicing for 22 years. I've never seen that much teamwork and camaraderie in one place. So when you start talking about the MB2 model, people say, what is it? they're trying to guess. I said, think about, you're a dentist. Look at the name. It's a play on words, but look at it. Why is it MB2? I said, if you're a dentist, if you're a true dentist, I figured it out. I said, oh, okay, hard to find when you find it. It's great. That was my mindset when I joined. But what you find is some of the newer docs are a bit more hesitant to open up because they don't believe that's actually true.
Yeah.
That there is openness. When I joined, I said I couldn't believe it was true because I had talked to so many groups that, I think 4 at that point, that they all gave me the same song and dance. Here's your LOI. We're going to do this. All I saw was me in a year with my suitcase going out the door and the locks being changed. That's all I saw. Versus, come on, guys, let's come together. Let's get these ideas and let's see how we can implement them. Let's see how we can go on these owner retreats and have fun. Not try to figure out, okay, you have one price, you got 5, you're a partner. That doesn't exist.
Yeah.
At least in my world, what I can see, it doesn't exist. And I've been here 5+ years or 5 years.
Mm-hmm. I love it. I love that. I love that story there. And so, I mean, you've come a long way since you've joined MB2. You were one of the OGs over at MB2 there, getting in there. And I'm just curious, after 22, you said 22 years of practice here, right?
22 years. Mm-hmm.
Multiple locations. You've pretty much seen everything. What does the future hold for Dr. Joe Dove and MB2? What is your future plan?
Well, internally, there's another name they give me, but you can't play that in public. But
you'll have to tell me later. You'll have to tell me later because this is going to be out in public.
Dr. V gave me that name along with Justin Puckett. I think JP. I think I'll let them fill you in on that because
okay.
This is a family channel. But anyway, the vision here, our practice model is, what we've developed is inner city. We're developing PPO markets within inner city, not reliance on Medicaid, nor reliance on HMO. All of our offices operate no different if it was in the suburb or on the moon. We're competitive, and we said, this model tends to work. So we're going to continue that model. My goal here in the West Tennessee area is at least 10 offices. Wow. So my goal is to step away in a few years, because we're grooming our replacements now. We have a doctor that we've been mentoring since she was 15 years old in our Oakland office. She was our former babysitter. It's reaching into the community and truly putting your hands on the true candidates and not just send them somewhere, but actually spending time to be available for their phone calls, go chairside as they make this matriculation. One of our young doctors from Venezuela, we've been with her since she arrived in the country. She just got accepted to school in Puerto Rico. So she'll be back here in 4 years.
Wow.
So our goal is to keep continuing legacies because at some point, you see this gray, this thin here? My old behind can't do all that work. So you have to be smart enough, not just to hire a doctor, but to groom the doctor for a true leadership role in their offices. And if you run an office by yourself, there's no way in hell you can do that. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. I would not recommend that for anybody. Not knowing what I know now. But the goal is 10, at least 10 offices, maybe more. And then the other part of it is to go back into the community I come from, which is African American dentists. I went to Meharry, attended Meharry, is to go back out there because there's only 7,000 African American dentists in the country. So it's to continue to nurture the doctors and then also make them aware that we actually exist and it's not predatory. Half of it's just getting past that trepidation for them to pick up the phone and return the call. I've seen practices have to close their doors. I'm determined never for that to be us. And as we continue to meet with candidates, come on, let me coach you, we can work with you, at least bring you forward because again, there's standards. The ones that make the standards, we have a couple candidates right now, they come on board. The others, unfortunately, they find that sometimes it's too late and we can't do anything for them. So it's rather heartbreaking. So the goal for me, at least personally, my partner Polk's not on this call, he's still chairside, but the goal for me personally is say 3 to 4, 5 years or so, be completely out because the ones that we have in school, they're strong because we've been teaching them for years. It's to create replacements, be able to step aside and continue to expand what we created here in the state and even maybe regionally in the Southeast. So we have to perfect our model. So we've been really working really hard the last 6-7 months to really perfect that model. And hopefully it'll continue to matriculate. It's performing well right now.
I love it. I love it. And guys, I love that, Joe, I love that story and I love that why, right? I love it. That's a strong why there. And I want everyone to know those who are watching right there, these are the top of the doctors, right? You've been watching a lot of these member spotlights and you're watching Dr. Dove's spotlight right here. And this is the type of doctors that are NB2, right? There's lots of different whys, a lot of different motivation. But like he said about the stew, right? This melting pot right here, right? There's a place, there's someone that you can connect with in NB2. There's a story that resonates with you. If you want to create your own story, you can look at people, mentors like Dr. Dove right here, and create your own story. I love that. I love the fact that you're part of NB2, and I can't wait. I can't wait till we actually, when this whole mess that we're going through right now with COVID, once that's over, we can do our owner meeting so I can meet up with you.
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to it. There's so many new faces that have joined. Some of those owners that we haven't met, around the same age group with the grayish and different things, we have a lot of similar stories. So we're able to talk to them prior to them joining. And then once, I've been fortunate enough to be on several of the owners retreats. That's a special for you guys who haven't joined this yet. That's for insiders. But the nice part about it is when you go and you actually sit down and you meet the people at the meetings, at the owners retreats, we're not really talking about dentistry as much as we actually learn about who our friends are in our group. So people say we can agree, disagree, but we don't have that and I've been on it, good Lord, every trip since I've joined. I'm anything that's a big group, I'm there. Plus we're able to do mission trips, just a lot of things where we can really bond. Yeah. So anyway, I can talk for a while. I'll stop.
Well, I love that. I love your story. I love your why. And like I said, I can't wait to meet you on the owner's trip. And guys, if you want to learn more about NB2, reach out to Dr. Dove. You can reach out to me. There's so many doctors that we are featuring on this owner spotlight. Reach out to them. And guys, thanks for tuning in. Dr. Dove, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for participating. I'll see you soon, my friend. And guys, we'll see y'all later.
All right. Thank you.